So to open OpenOffice Writer, you have to click on this text document, and you will be shown this kind of window in which we have menu items on the top, then we have the file name, then software's name, then lots of shortcut icons, then the ruler on the left and the top of the document. So this is our document wherein we type anything or we put images or anything which will have, so this basically this forms our document. Then we have on the right properties, which basically shows us the font's name, size, and different formatting tools, and then the alignment of the paragraphs. So essentially everything about the text and the contents of the document. So now we will be starting with the shortcut icons, and then we will be moving to menu items, and then we will just try to do some formatting of the text, and we will create documents and we will understand how to save them. So which are essentially steps of creating any document. So starting with the shortcut icons, the first icon is of new. So what it means is, so let's say we have this untitled one, this is the file name, so it means that the file is not saved currently. So now if you want to create another file, then you have to click on this. So it says untitled 2, so we have now created another file. Now if click again, so untitled 3, so now we are creating a new file in OpenOffice Writer. So suppose you want to create a new file of spreadsheet or PowerPoint, then you have to choose from these options. So how do we get to this option? By this down arrow. So click on it and then it will show us the list. Now let's choose spreadsheet. So let's see how does it look like. So this is how it looks like. We have got lots of cells, then the column's name and the row's name. Going back to our OpenOffice Writer, so if in case our file is already an existing file, so in that case we don't really need to create a new file, we can just open that file. We need to specify the location where it is located and then just select that file. So click on that and it will show us a window in which there will be lots of folders and then lots of files. So here we can see lots of data. So in case we want to create a new file, so just let's create a new folder and then we are into this folder. And now if you want to save that file, but since we don't have any document, so we won't see anything at all. So just click on cancel. So essentially if you want to open any existing file, then you just have to click on open and it will show us the folders and files. So click on the file which you want to open. So in case you already have an existing file and you want to open any recent file, then you have to click on these available options. So what is save? So now if you want to open any existing file, then you have to click on open. Then it will show us the folders available and the files available. So herein we can see that there is a file which is in ODT extension, which is the native extension of OpenOffice Writer. So we have to just select it and then click on open. So that file will open. So we can see the name of the file over here. So that means that file has opened now. So this is how we open any file. About saving the changes we made in any file. So let's say we have made a few changes. So earlier it was hello, then we have created, then we are just typing welcome to being skilled. So now in this case we have made some changes to the file and we want to preserve these changes. So how do we do that? So we have to click on this floppy disk icon, which is save. So click on it and that file will be saved. So now it's saved. Now if you want to make other changes, you can do that and you can click on again save. So now we can see that save is disabled because after the recent changes that file was saved and there has been no other addition or changes in this file. So that is why it is disabled. So if you want to email this document to someone, then you have to click on this document as email. So what it happens is it will open the email client and it will put this file as attachment, and then you just have to enter the recipient's name, email ID, and it will be sent. So ensure that you have configured your email client, which can be Safari, which can be Thunderbird or Outlook, and then just mail that. Suppose you just want to see the contents or read the contents of the file and you don't want to modify the contents. So in that case we have this option called edit file. So click on it. So right now it's not selected, so it means that we can't really make changes in this file. So if you want to enable the changes or if you want to allow the changes to happen, then you can just click it back and we can see now we have cursor and we are making changes. So this is the purpose of edit file. Now if you want to export this file as PDF, or if you want to convert this file into a PDF, then you have to click on it and it will show you a directory in which you can save it as PDF. So not save as, but export as PDF. Now click on save and that file will be saved with the name you mentioned. Now if you want to take the printout of this page, of this document, then you have to click on this. So it says print file directly and then it shows us a printer name. So if you have any default printer in your computer, then by just clicking on this, the printout command will be sent to your default printer. So it's that easy. By a single click, the printout command will be sent. Now if you want to know how the actual printout will look like, so before actually printing that page, if you want to see how it looks like, you have to click on print preview. So basically it will show you a window in which it will show you how the actual print will look like. So herein we can just zoom in or zoom out to get us feeling, to get a sense of how the actual printout will look like. If you have multiple pages, then also it's very easy. So let's create new pages in this document. So now this is page 2, then creating another page 3. Yeah, so here is this page 3. So now if we will go to page preview, now this is a single page. Now if you want to see multiple pages, so we have selected this one, preview pages, 2 pages, and if you want to see all 3 pages at once, then you have to click on this, and here you have to mention how many pages. Pages should be showed in what format, like in rows, in columns, or how? So let's put them in this order, like 3 rows. So we can see in 3 rows. Now if you want to see them in a format like 3 columns, so what will happen is we will be shown in this form. So it's up to you how you want to see it, or you can also click on down arrow to select how you want to be presented, how you want the document, the print preview to be presented to you. So let's say you want it in this format, then here are we. So going back to our document, one of the most frequently used feature of OpenOffice Writer or any word processing software is spell check. So in this OpenOffice Writer, we have got that. So let's type something. This is a new world with mistakes and some random text and then some deliberate mistakes and then yeah. So now we can understand that we can observe that these words which are incorrect has got underlined by red line. So it means that these words are not valid words in the dictionary of English, which is installed in OpenOffice Writer. So basically this is the feature of auto spell check. So if you will uncheck this or disable this, then you can't see these mistakes. But if so these mistakes gets highlighted whenever you choose auto spell check. So now we can see that these has been shown. Now if you want to go to spell check, then you just click on this and it will be showing you a window which will be highlighting all the mistakes in this document. So we can see this is the mistake in this which is highlighted by red color. Now since it has got no suggestions, so either you can go back and just correct it by yourself. Let's say that was the intended word, and we are removing the rest of the mistakes. And now going back to the spell check, now we have this in island. Now the spelling is wrong, so it is showing us a suggestion. Now if you think that this is the correct suggestion or correct spelling of the word you typed, then just click on change. If there are multiple instances of same word, so let's say you have 100 pages and 100 of them has got this spelling wrong and you want to correct it at once, then you click on change all and it will be changed throughout the document. Now talking about fountains, then again fountains, change all, and since this is not a valid word, then just go back and just remove it and go back to your spell check. And ice creams is also wrong, but it is not showing you any suggestion for that, so just go back and correct it by yourself. Or you can also right click on this word to know what it is suggesting. So it is not suggesting anything, so you just have to do it by yourself. Now going back again to our spell checking software or the utility, we can see that now the spell check is complete and there are no other mistakes. So just click on OK. Now if you think that there might be words which are not inside the dictionary of this OpenOffice Writer, but again it is relevant to you, then what we will do is so let's say this is the flicker. Flicker is a word which you want to be there in your dictionary and you don't want it to be shown as mistake. So just go to your spell check and then it is showing you different suggestions. Just click on add and here to your standard.dic. So this is a file, this is a dictionary file of your software. So basically it adds that word into your dictionary and it will never show you that as error. So now we can see that it is not being showed as a mistake. So that was about spell check and auto spell check. Now moving forward to cut, copy and paste. How do we do that? Just type in something and then select the sentence or a word whatsoever you want to cut. Then just click on cut and point at the location where you want to paste it. So just click on this, paste and paste it. So what happens is the word is removed from its original location and it's moved to the new location. Now if you want to copy that word to multiple location or single location, then just select that particular item and click on copy and then go to your desired location and then click on paste as many times as you want it to be. So now we can see that there are lots of being skipped. So major difference between cut and copy is cut removes the string or the item from its original location and it moves to the new location, while copy actually retains the original location or original item as well as it copies and it creates duplicate copies of the same by pasting it in new location. So now talking about the format Paintbrush, what is it? So let's say you have a fancy heading. So let's say this is a word and we want to make it a bit fancy. So just adding a few formattings to it. So let's say this is how it looks like, and here we have a string which says I want to learn more. Now it is in normal standard Times New Roman 12 and it has got no other formatting except the alignment. And let's just change the font of this as well. Let's make it Calibri, anything, Rajan. And now let's change font of this to anything. Now suppose you want to copy the formatting of this to this. So what it means is we want to make this thing look like this. So just have to select or just place it over here and then click on this broom and then select the desired string which you want to change the formatting, and then just select it and then just leave it. So now we can see that the formatting of that particular string has been changed. So you just have to put that cursor from where you want to copy the formatting and then just click on broom and select the new string of which you want to change the formatting. So yeah, so this is now the formatting of it is also changed. So this is how we do this is how we change the formatting or copy the formatting of one particular string to another. Now what is undo and redo and how do we do that? So undo is like, so this software records the history of what steps did you follow one by one. So whenever you will click on undo, it will move back to history one step. So every time you will click on that undo, it will move one step back to the history, and if you will keep pressing redo, then it will move one step forward to the history. So since the last step was to actually select all the content and delete it, so if you will click on undo, then it will just bring back all the contents whatsoever was there. Now we can see that. Now if you will click again, it will change the formatting, and then if you click again, it will change the formatting of the text, because that is what we did. Now if you will click on redo, then it will just bring it back and then change the formatting again. and then remove everything because that was the last thing which we did. So this is how we do the undo and redo. Now suppose you want to create a hyperlink in your file, then you have to click on, then you just have to type something, a string, and then you have to just have to select the text and click on this hyperlink, and then you'll be shown this screen which will say target. So just type in the name of the URL. So just enter the URL to which you want to link this file or this string. Then it shows that text will be this and the target would be this. So if you click on this, then you will be led to this link. So apply and close. So now we can see that if you will hover on this, then it will say click to open hyperlink beingskill.com. So that is how we create hyperlink in OpenOffice Writer. Now if you want to create a table in OpenOffice Writer, then you have to just click on this, and if you will click on down arrow, you will be shown this graphical way of choosing how many rows and columns do you want. So let's say you want it to make really big table, then you can also do that. It is 1 by 2, 2 by 2, and so herein we can see the number of rows and columns as well. So choosing 3 cross 3, we have now a table which has got 3 columns and 3 rows. Now we can just add in some data like serial number, then item, then number, quantity, and you can also resize the width or height of the rows and columns. So yeah, you can just move the cursor towards these lines, and it will show you this kind of symbol using which you can just resize the size of rows and columns or width or height of these rows and columns or the cells. Now if you want to split the cell, so whenever you will click on the table option or if you are inside a table, you will be shown these additional shortcuts which are very much related to the table. So if you want to select whole contents, then just move your arrow or cursor towards the extreme corner of either of the sides, so essentially the left side. So you will be shown this tilted arrow, which means that select the whole table. So click on it, and then let's say if you want to make the border a bit bold, then click on it. So you can just choose any of the borders whatsoever you like, and you can also change the border's color. So let's make it something, or red maybe, or pink. Now if you want to change the background color of this particular row, then you just have to select it, and then you have to go to change background color and choose any color whatsoever you like. So let's say you want it to be green, so now it's green. You can just go to if you want to add content, just then click on the cell and just type in the values whatsoever you want or the text whatsoever. Now if you want to insert rows in this, then just click on this, and if you want to insert columns, then you can click on this, and if you want to delete, then click on this option, red option, and will remove the rows, and if you want to remove the columns, then you can just click on it. And let's say you have some content and you have increased the width of this particular table, the rows, and you want it to be aligned in center and absolute center. So one alignment would move it to the center of the cell, while if you want it to be in center vertically, then you have to click on this center vertical. So now it's at absolute center of this particular cell. So for making it aligned towards the horizontal side, then you have to click on then alignments of these, and if you want to align them in vertically, then you have to select either of these. So that was about the table. Now we will be talking about find and replace, which is one of the most frequently used feature. So let's say we have this hello, this is being skilled string, and let's type something. Now what we want to do is we want to find the string being skilled. So click either Control F or just click on this, and then it will show us this dialog wherein we can see search for. So just enter the string which you're looking for, and then click on find. So it says OpenOffice Writer has searched to the end of the document. Do you want to continue at the beginning? So why is it showing so? Because right now our cursor is at the end of this document. So suppose it was at the beginning of the document, now it will not show you that dialog. Now click on find. So actual finding takes place from the place where the cursor is, and then it selects the string which it finds. Then let's say we want to replace it by beingskill.com, then we can just click on replace, and then click on find again. So it has found two instances of being skilled. So now what we want to do is we want to replace it also. So whenever you will click on replace, it will replace only once, but if you will click on replace all, it will replace that string with the replace with string throughout the document. So if let's say if you want to modify it 500 times, then you just don't need to click on replace 500 times. You just click on replace all at once. So now we can see that we have got beingskill.com and then again .com because we did it twice. Now here's an interesting thing, which is match case. So let's say we are looking for being skilled, but in the caps, not in the lower case. So in this case, if you will click on find, it will not find anything. Why? Because since the case is different, it will treat both of them as different, not same. But if you will uncheck this, then it will treat them as similar. So we can see that it is highlighted as well as this one. So this is how we do the finding and replacing of strings in OpenOffice Writer. And if you want to zoom into the page, then you have to click on zoom, and here we have option of fit width and height. So it will actually fit this particular window. If you want the width to be fitted between this window, then you have to click on fit width. Now we can see that it's fitting the window. Also, if you want to see 100% of the document, and this is the actual size of the document. And if you want any particular magnification percentage, let's say 50%, then select it, and then it will be shown 50%. So these were one of the major shortcut icons related to file and this document. And now in next tutorial we'll be learning about formatting of text. How do we do that?